Sanhedrin Daf Nun Vav Amud Aleph, 19 lines down. Today's daf sponsored by Dr. Ezra Day in honor of his great friend Bobby Towel. The last thing we said was Shmuel said that the reason why we say that a person who's curses Hashem has to say Hashem's name hits or strikes Hashem's name in that format is because of the pasuk. Now the Gemara says Ema Perushek Shemehu. Maybe when it says that pasuk that we learn from there, maybe it doesn't mean that specifically that it has to be Yossi Hakeh Yossi. Rather, maybe it's saying God's name in the first place. Nikevu, names. But the halacha against saying Hashem's name for no reason is that Hashem Elokecha Tira. Versus no chada. No, it has to be what we're saying with cursing because first of all, the Bein Hashem B'Shem. We need double name on name, which doesn't apply here. But additionally, the warning would be in a format of a command. That's not good enough warning as a isur, right? Isur warning is saying don't do this. Over here, it's saying fear Hashem. Okay. Even the answer Pasuk says regarding the person who cursed Hashem, he Yikov and he cursed. And remember, the nekev klal. If we learn from here that nokev means curse. Maybe he means both. He has to say Hashem's name in the Yikov and curse vayikadel. He has to do both in order to chayav. The Gemara says v'dilma. Sorry, those are that not a proof. No, it's not. That can't be. The pasuk says v'osei mekadel. Take out the one who cursed. Lo ktiv hosei and nokev mekadel. Doesn't say the nokev and kadel. And therefore, therefore we see nokev and cursing is the same thing. Ish. When a person curses Hashem has to be a man. Ish. Why does it say any man? Ish. They're about to even goyim are chayav. Shemosarina bekat Hashem Yisrael. They're chayav in cursing Hashem like a Jew. But they get beheading, not stoning. Because any execution by the Noach, they get killed by the sword. We see elsewhere in the halachot of the seventh of the Noach, we learn that they're chayav for cursing Hashem. Where it says about the goyim are chayav even using the other Shem Hashem, not Shem Mefurash, but let's say Elokim or Shakai. The Bible says ish ki yiklal Elokav v'nasach et o. Tomatomar v'aydo kvar number and Hashem Hashem Latoi two pesukim to teach you fish number and Hashem Yimad v'chol yachab Hashem Yachalav Lambi. You would have thought only chayav on Shem Mefurash. We know about the Kohenkim. I know they're chayav on other names as well. Tomatomar ish ki yiklal Elokav mekom makom any type of name. Different meir according to the meir. Hamir argue and say Hashem Yachad tab akadin bazra. Only with Hashem's name, but the other names the other names are only a warning. Okay. He argues against Miyasha. Tamar Miyasha, he holds Ben Noach to berech Hashem bekenima, and Noach who cursed Hashem's name using one of the other names. Die. My time out why? A ger ka ezrach, a convert and a Jew living are chayav. Only they need to be put on Jews. Converted Jews or regular Jews get executed when they curse Hashem's name. But a goy is excluded to that in regard to the chayav, even with a secondary name. Okay, what I mean, pasuk. The Sekila teaches you that they get sekila. He holds that the goy gets sword. So you might think you would have thought that had I not mentioned that, you would think that they get sekila like us. Therefore, we say they get sayaf. Okay. Who say that they don't get killed for secondary names. They need to say as well, cursing name on name. But a goy does not need to say the Shem of Hashem. If they just curse Hashem by cursing Hashem's name directly, then they are not chayav. Okay. So they are chayav even without the Shem V'Shem. Okay. Why do I need a kuntachamim? Why do I need the pasuk of any man to teach you the bret Torah l'shem adam? Right? No chidush. That's just the way people talk. Okay. Then we're done. Shem's ben Noach. There are 7 mitzvot for ben Noach for the goyim. Dinin to make laws in courts. Bekat Hashem cursing God. Not to have illegal relations. Murder. The gazel. Theft and taking a limb from a live animal. He says, not only a limb from a live animal, but even drinking blood that came from a live animal. Rabbi Hidka Mariyat, Afal Sidros, you can't sterilize yourself. Rabbi Shimon Mishmo says, Afal Kishuv, even sorcery. Rabbi Yosef Mer, Kol HaMor Special Kishuv, Ben Noach Musar of any part of the halachot of sorcery, even Ben Noach and Goy is chayav on it. Lo yimatzeh b'chad ma'aver b'tov b'nei b'kesh kosim klimu anin b'kan hash min ahad, all these types of sorceries. B'chaver hevesh v'shal niv der shematim, different types of sorceries. U'b'glal hata evel ela Hashem b'kan kam u'rish u'tam b'vanecha, v'lo anash ela im ken hizir. Right? You can't be punished unless you're warned, and therefore we have Pesukim to see that you are warned. Rabbi Elazar Mer, Afa Kilayim, that even chayav and Kilayim. So Kilayim just means mixtures, there's different Isurim mixtures. Mutarim b'nei Noach l'bosh Kilayim l'zra Kilayim. Now, they are mutar to wear kilayim, wool and linen together, and plant kilayim, mixing seeds. However, they can't. They're permitted from mixing and mating different species of animals and grafting different species of trees. How you know that? This pasuk teaches you all your halachot of 7 mitzvot. Vayitzav commanded, and look, the need is first to civil laws in court. Because we see similar pasuk that each word we're going to prove, we're going to say what it means, what it's referring to, and how we see it elsewhere to teach you that's what it means. Pasuk says elsewhere, Hashem, Hashem, you can't pronounce God's name. Elohim, it says God, Hashem is referring to serving gods. We see elsewhere, Pasuk Elohim Acharim, you can't have other gods. Adam is refers to murder. Elsewhere, the person cannot shed the blood of another man. The more Zug, the word of the more is referring to Glerot. That refers to a man who divorced his wife. He lived with someone else, then she wants to come back to him. They can't. That's Glerot. We call Etz Hagan. Adam was able to eat the tree from the garden, but not from fruits stolen from other people. You can eat from these type of things, but not from every menachayim. It's the opposite. When it says commandments for Elohim Zudanin, and Elohim is referring to laws. Elohim Zudanin. That makes sense. Maybe you could say Elohim is judge is laws because it's even Elohim. Like beginning with we said Elohim refers to judges. Where would you see the connection between command and avodah zarah? My mashma. If his tavan and zachar medami, Halam one said the pasuk of Saruma Her Menadrech Hashat Sivitim Asul Lahem. Go make yours. They go. They have turned away from me. They made the egg. The Haramar Ashuk Efraim Eretzutim Shatkio Ilhalach Aharesav. So both of these words of tzav, of command, has been used with avodah zarah. So my ben what's the difference with this scheme? It could be now the difference is as follows. If a goy made an avodah zarah but he didn't bow down to it yet, the mandamar asu, according to me, hold that it just you made it without serving it. Mishal asiyah have a goy will be chayav from making mitah from making the avodah zarah even if you didn't worship it. The mandamar kihu il halach, but according to me, the second pasuk that says that they served it already, ad azib batra b'balachla. I don't chayav when you serve it. Can it be that someone holds it, you make an avodah but it's passed down to he's chayav? But then it says, regarding avodah zarah, and that's something that a Jewish court will execute a Jew. And a goy is warned against it. And if it's something that a Jewish court will not execute him, and a goy is not chayav. The Mitzvah was that excluding seemingly in our case, maybe it's excluding a case that a goy who makes the avodah zarah but hasn't bowed down to it yet, since the Jew won't be executed for that, maybe he also shouldn't be executed for it. Remember says no, it's excluding a case of a goy who just he shouldn't he shouldn't hug or kiss a avodah zarah, and the Jew also is not executed for that. What type of kissing and hugging? That's the way that avodah zarah is being served. Like we said earlier, certain avodah zarahs have certain ways of serving it. That's the type of serving. He should be executed because he's serving it in its way. And then Ote Shlokadak is referring to a case where that's not the normal way of serving it, and that's the case. You are the goy is patur. Dinin, the verse says regarding laws, are the goyim really chayav on that? But then it says mitzvot in Israel Mara. There are 10 commandments given to Bnei Israel at Mara, last week's parasha. Sheva shekibu lahem b'Noach, 7 of them Bnei Noach took. V'osfilu lahem dinin v'Shabbat v'kiburim. He added on them civil laws, Shabbat, and honoring your parents. So we see that laws were added after the 7 mitzvot Bnei Noach. The word says dinin diktiv sham sam lo chok u'mishpat. Shabbat v'kibur abeim. We know that diktiv kasher tzivecha Hashem lokecha b'Mara v'tam b'kashem b'tzivecha b'Mara. So now we see that these things were already given. So the Gemara says, the Berta that added the extra laws is referring to adding the concept of having extra judges, witnesses, and warning. But they already had halakha of learning of having judges. Why is the Berta say that the law was added? There wasn't added a law. You added details to it. You didn't add the concept of having uh of adding a betin of non-Jewish courts. You just added the concept of having judges and stuff. You added the concept of causing the laws of penalties. That was added. I got to I shouldn't say that you added civil law. You should have added in law, in the laws of civil of the courts. And like you added something new. Where I said, that teaching you that the extra halacha was to add courts in every city, the whole even in every town. What I mean, they didn't have that. But it says Hashem said, "We Israel lo shibet dinim b'chol b'lech while they were rikach." So they know lo shibet dinim b'chol whole year. But it says the same way. Bnei Israel had the mitzvah to add courts in every city and town. So too the goyim did. Bnei Noach did. Hi Tana Tana the Bnei Menashe. This is according to the Bnei Menashe. The Mapik Dach. They removed two of the mitzvot of the laws and cursing God in the counts of the seventh Bnei Noach. The Ayel Sach, and they added the two laws of Samach Kaf, which is sterilizing and kilayim. Tana B'nei Shmuel. This is the Breta. Shem Mitzvot Bnei Noach. They had seven mitzvot. Avodah Zarah, Bigloy, Radvash, Shivot Mim. Avodah Zarah, illegal relations and murder. Gezeber, Ever Menachai, stealing and Ever Menachai, one from the animal. Serus, Viklayim, and sterilization, Viklayim. And it says, Adam Rishon was the Avodah Zarah Bilad. Adam Rishon only was commanded about serving, not Avodah Zarah. Shemar by Yisav Hashem Elokim Adam. Rabbi Ben Teramer, Abba Hashem also warned against cursing God. The Yeshemim also added Afal Din. He also was commanded to make courts. So whose opinion this is following goes according to Elokim Ani Lo Tikalani. The pasuk says, Adam was told by Hashem, Elokim, I'm God. Don't curse me. Elokim Ani, I'm God. Lo Timiruni, don't exchange me for Avodah Zarah. Elokim Ani, I'm God. Ayihem Morei Elechem. My fear should be on you. Command who is according to Ki Yeshomrim, according to the opinion of the Yeshomrim, which said earlier that all the words, all the Isurim came from the word of Elokim. Okay. If you learn the word of Vayitzav to teach you the seven mitzvot by Noach, I feel hanachlami, then it should count even the other ones. The Dinin, the courts, and cursing God. If you did not learn it from that word, how do you know that you can't? How does he know those seven that he taught? The words that really does not use that pasuk. But those seven extreme are written elsewhere. Avodah Zarah make laws regarding Avodah Zarah and illegal relations that are served to Bnei Noach because the tip. Hayiteshachet haaretz lifnei Elokim. Betana Bnei Yishmael bechuma kol shneir hashata. Whenever it says the word hashata, which means corruption, eno ela devar erva b'Avodah Zarah. That's referring to Avodah. That's referring to illegal relations and Avodah Zarah. דבר ערווה, שנאמר כי יחליט כה בשר בעת דרכו, אבל דרכבים דתיב כן נשעתון ועשיתם. So we see if they were destroyed by the Mabul. For those two Isurim, it must be that Adam Rishon and people before him were Oser and not from beforehand. They were always Asur. Either 11-year-old hold, or Chayav to come Megali. They weren't, that passage is not teaching you what they were, that passage wasn't teaching you necessarily what the mitzvah, the isur of doing it, but rather that's the pasuk is teaching you why the Bnei Noach had the Noach time of Noach they had the Mabul in the first place. That's why that pasuk is teaching you that. Why were they wiped out with the Mabul? Because of that. Okay. Shvil chudmi murder. The pasuk says v'shofech t'min adam. The other part would say, what did the pasuk teach you? That's just telling you what type of execution the Noach who's Hayamita gets the sword. Okay. Yes, the left. The team. Ki yerek aiser and something lachem et kol. Right? I'm going to be living in Kiyerek Esef. Same way you have an ownerless item, like something that goes from the ground, like that's mutar to B'nai Lo b'yerek ginyah, but not someone's garden, which is stealing. V'ida opinion says, what does the pasuk teach you? Ha'ul mishrei basar hu after that pasuk can teach you that mutar meat was allowed to be eaten. El menachai diktiv ach basar b'nav shodam lo tochelu. V'ida what the opinion say? Ha'ul mishrei sharasim hu after that never allows a goy to eat bugs. Serus, you can't sterilize yourself. The teeth shaded two bars, ububa, have children. Idach was the other Tanahod. That pasuk teaches you. It's bracha to have children. Kilayim regarding kilayim the teeth. The birds for their kind. Don't mix the birds. Beidach opinion held hula says I wasn't teaching you that they can't mix. That's just teaching you that pasuk was teaching you that that's what Noah was commanded to bring the birds. Amen.